My father spent a large part of his career flying to rural Alaska, so I'd heard all these fantastic stories about rural Alaska. It's very difficult to get there. You need a good reason and you need a lot of money.
Even though we all live in one state, there's two completely opposite areas, the rural area and then the more city area.
The idea is that by bridging rural and urban Alaska, you get a lot more understanding between those two groups of rural and urban people, and then hopefully we can impact student learning in a positive way. In the fall, I go out and I recruit teachers who want to lead a team of 5 students to a place somewhere else in Alaska. We work throughout the entire school year and you build up to an exchange.
This is such an incredible program. It's really important for the kids to have this experience. With the urban kids, they may live in Anchorage, but they may very rarely actually leave the town of Anchorage.
This program gives me an opportunity to learn more about my roots and about other people's roots too. I think it's important to be engaged in your own culture.
Conversely, with the rural kids, if they've never had the opportunity to leave their rural community, and then all of a sudden they're 18, 19 years old going to college, within a week, they might give up and go back home because it's such a foreign area for them. But with the Sister School Exchange program, they get to come to an urban setting, and yet it's still a safe exploration for them because they're there with their teacher, they're there with other kids that they've talked to online, and then they can keep those connections open.
I think it's important that they see how we live because they have really no idea of how it is to live out in this kind of environment and the way that we provide for ourselves. So it gives them an idea of what we have to do to survive and get by every year, and it just makes them have a sense of where they are and where we are.
We've been very lucky, and we have gotten to have the SSE program this is actually our 3rd year in a row. Unfortunately, this year, our students, due to timing and just the different activities that we're in, were unable to complete the program. So our students aren't traveling, but we did still feel like we wanted to host and show the kids from Anchorage who did complete the program the best time, and giving them the opportunity to come out here and just see what our students do and how our students, fill their free time, because it's different than the city.
They're very connected with their culture and roots, and I don't think we're like that at all. Even though we might be the most diverse, I don't think we're as rooted as people here. I want to be like that and learn about my own village too.
This experience is definitely going to change how I teach, particularly with my students that are Native Alaskan. I have a better understanding of where they're coming from and how I can help them to go from a very small community to being okay with a bigger community.
You think, oh man, you got these Yupik Eskimos on the west coast of Alaska. They have to have such a different life than I do. But they're very similar. I think that's been fun and kind of eye-opening to the kids from Anchorage to be like, oh, I would probably be friends with this kid if they were in the Anchorage school or if I lived out here. And city kids are just a teenager, just like them. They just have different ways of living their lives, I guess.
At the end of the day, urban and rural Alaska, we have to interact with each other. If we have a little bit more sense of perspective, it just makes life a lot easier.